This conference will now be recorded.
Somehow I missed it. Okay. So if you look at my screen, it is not doing the rest of the operation. It is like doing only the preferred operation, whatever I have done. Okay, so this is the proper way. For example, I'm writing something, I'm doing something else apart from this. Say operator wise, I'm writing something called 5 and 3, but that operations, I'm typing something called equal to. When I type something, it is not executing something because I'm not doing anything which is in my list. But at the same time, it is like it went out of it. It not executing anything properly. But it is not giving me a answer also why it is not executing something properly. So how can I do is, if some condition I'm entering which is not in my predefined list, I have to give some proper answers to the user stating that default. Okay, so the default is when you are entering something which is not in my list, means you have to say that you have entered the incorrect operator. Okay, you can type something like this. And now if I run the same code and if I enter two numbers like this and the operator like this, it will say me that you have entered a incorrect operator. Okay, any doubt in this switch cases?
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Okay, next thing is the next concept is array. So I was explaining about something like storing a single variables, right? If you have to store a multiple variables like this, let me create something called array demo. Say if I want to store a mark of a single person, that to a single subject, means I can have something like this, like int mark equal to 85. To store multiple items, that is I have like 50 students in my class and I want to store the 50 students marks, means I cannot go with this, but all the marks are integer data types only. So in that cases, I can go with a concept called array. So array is nothing but group of similar data types. So it's a multiple items. If you want to store multiple items of similar data types, we can use array. So I can go a syntax like this, marks. The square brackets is annotations for array. This is like it's an array. It's like not a single element I'm going to store. I'm going to store multiple elements. And how many items I'm going to store? I'm going to store 50 integers. So I have to say integer, and inside that, if I say something like this, it means it is a integer array, and inside the integer array I'm going to save 50 items. So this is called array concept. In array we will be storing just let me share my PPT. If you look at my PPT, here I'm storing 15 marks. Like it starts from 0 and it ends at 14. So the index concept I've told, right? Index mean it will start from 0 and it will end at the n minus 1. So 15 elements I'm storing. So in every element, in 0th position, mark 25 is stored. In first position, 35 is stored. So likewise, I can have n number of data stored but it's all similar data type, like everything is an integer, all or marks only. It can be the marks of a max or marks of a science. For example, if I have to store, okay, let me go back to my so in my arrays, how can I do it is I have specified something like this, and I'm going to assign some marks to that. So in 0th position, I'm assigning something called some 95 mark. The student max mark is 95, and the next student mark is 90. So something like this I can assign, and I can print it also like this. If I want to print any one mark, I can say like this also. So likewise, you can sort out your data, and I can print also, right? So any position like 0 position, first position, 10th position, whatever mark is there, I can print. So 95 I printed, and if I want to print the first position mark, I can print that also here. So what is array? Array means, like, usually integer data type means only one data at a time we can work on, and arrays means more than one data, and it's a multiple items we usually call to store multiple items. And again, it's a similar data type, like all integers, all this or what we can say, like shorts, all this byte kind of thing. It's I can go for this array concept. And if I don't specify anything, so I was printing mark 0 and mark 1, and it has printed 90, right? For example, I'm printing mark 40. At 41st student mark, I have initialized an array for 50. So when I initialize an array for 50, that 50 blocks kind of thing I showed in my PPT, right? Like that, some memory will be already reserved. And whenever I add some data in that particular place, that data will go and sit. If I don't add any data, it won't see null, it won't say error at all, it will see 0, because I already specified it's a int data type, right? For int data type, it will take that as integer. For integer, the default value is 0. So whenever I specify that, I give my instruction to my program that, hey, I am going to use an array. It's an integer array and the size is 50. If I say means, it will keep 50 such box, and in each box it will keep the value as 0. The default value of integer will be saved as the initial value there. 0 would be there. Whenever I assign such value like this in line number 7 and 8, it will go and replace the 0 with these values. Otherwise, it will be 0 only. So when I print the other values except the 0 and 1, it can be 40, 42, 43, whatever may be, it will print me. But if I print 50 here, because my array size is 50 here, right? So if, for example, I'm printing 50, when I run my program, let's see what is happening. It is saying error, because I already told you my array index starts from 0 and ends at n minus 1. My value is 50, means it will be between 0 and 49 only. 0 to 49 only. So whatever value I type between 0 and 49, it will give me some answer. If I go beyond that, it will throw that array index out of bound exception. That is, you are trying something which I don't have value. Okay. With this, I'm closing today's session. Tomorrow, I'll be continuing on multi-dimensional array. Once Ranjit comes back, I will give a recap of this, and I will start the multi-dimensional array. Any doubt in today's session?
Yeah, no doubt, Shikhar, no doubt.
Okay, Shri. So I gave one hands-on. Let me repeat that hands-on which I give you, that lab exercise. That is on the conditional statements. So you have to write a code. So this is the conditional statement code I have given you. You have to get the student's mark. If the student mark is between This is the lab I've given, right? Yes, this is a lab I've given. If it is greater than 90, you have to print it as grade A. If the entered mark is 80 to 89, grade B. If it is 70 to 79, grade C. 60 to 69 means grade D, and less than 60 means grade E. So this is your lab exercise. Try it. If you are not able to do it also, no problem. We will sort out in the next session. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks
it
for
should be.
joining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
have a good